job is to report the news, not fabricate it. That's the government's job.
Okay, let's go through the news today and see what lunacy's going on in this country. First though, let me shit out my website you guys can join to chat to me and other viewers, contact me, direct me and more. It's completely free and easy to join, so check it out in the video description. Dedicated live streams will be coming on the site soon. For now though, let's get into the stories that we have today. First off, we should talk about the government pissing in your pockets and telling you it's raining. Not only are they doing this in relation to Boatwankers floating across the channel from war-torn France, but they also do it by letting 80 million people enter the UK while they tell us to stay at home, you know, to save the NHS. I'm sure most of you remember the 14 days to flatten the curve some 442 days ago now. Well, it seems a statistical bulletin from the UK Home Office has actually revealed that the nation welcomed an estimated 18 million passenger arrivals and granted 700,000 visas in the past year. Obviously, they say estimated because the Home Office has no fucking clue how many people are here or even come. We certainly know it's a lot more than what they're saying there, but I thought it was worth pointing out the government just taking the piss out of you some more. Next up, we have the backlash surrounding Boris Johnson's eco-lunacy that I mentioned in my BBC Piss take earlier. More reports though are surfacing from the media about the fact that people do not support this green agenda. Imagine my shock. As you know, it's being pushed onto Boris Johnson and the country by his eco-warrior spunk trumpet Princess Nutnut, or the batshit crazy bint as I like to call her. But when people realise what this agenda revolves, they will turn on the Tories pretty quickly, which is also something that's being reported. Me personally, I can't wait for that to happen. Homeowners though, in this situation, will be in the shit, let me tell you that, which is exactly why people are going to turn on the Tories when the shit hits the fan. Up next, we have another report about the bigger boats bringing yet more boat wankers over the channel, with these crossings ramping up due to the success rate that they're seeing, which at this point is 100% because the border force picked them up like a fucking London taxi service, with naturally the bill being footed by you, the taxpayer. The Tories clearly took back control of the borders and opened them as wide as they fucking could. Moving on though, we have something about the EU failing once again. I don't often get to shit on the EU these days, but this one is rather funny. It seems that after nearly 8 years of negotiations, the EU and Switzerland have failed to agree on a trade deal. This failed because the EU tried to force their free movement bullshit on them. Obviously, the base Swiss said stick that straight up your fucking arse cause we don't want it. This ain't France surrendering to every tosspot who tells them to roll over. Obviously, after Brexit, this is a major embarrassment to the EU, which I absolutely love, as I'm sure at least some of you lot do. Up next though, we have Sadiq Khan pissing off London's motorists yet again, with more green bullshit by making London apparently more walkable. He will set traffic lights to red with priority given to people walking around and trying to cross the roads. What the actual fuck is he even doing here? It obviously goes without saying that people cannot walk around London, can they? It's like 50 square miles or some shit. Cars are vital, as are every other form of transport that is moving people about the city. It really makes you wonder who actually voted for this snivelling shitweasel at the end of the day. Now, moving on from that, we have the families of those who have died within 28 days of a positive test, demanding a public inquiry right now. But as we know, that's not going to happen, and at the end of the day it would actually be pointless. Nothing they don't want coming out will ever be out in the open, so it's mostly a waste of time if you ask me. Yes, of course, some juicy bits would be heard during it, but that would be about it. We actually need criminal investigations with independent judges and shit like that, if they actually exist, that is. So yeah, while I support getting one of these done and all that shit just so we can get a little bit of information, I'd have to say I doubt it will do any good. Next up though, and most importantly, we have this article here from The Sun talking about the police in this country failing thousands of girls still to this day. That is because they're not even bothering to investigate girls gone missing despite them being on an at-risk register when it comes to sexual abuse. So essentially, a grooming gang snatches them, people report them missing, and the police literally do fuck all. Sounds like the same thing they've been doing for decades at this point. In fact, I would say the police failing to fight crime for the sake of diversity is what that is. But finally, we actually have this story here which involves London's Chinatown and the vaccine. Apparently, there was a bus that went down there offering free vaccines to anyone who wanted them. They actively encouraged illegal immigrants with no rights to be here to walk up and take free medical treatment that you have funded. Yet again, as I've said many times, taking the piss out of us, but then again, what else is new at this point? It's actually a daily occurrence. Now guys, I want to thank you all for watching and remind you that my website is linked down below. Check it out if you have not already.